Namaste and hello, beautiful souls. I'm Terry Lee, pure visionary, psychic medium, and I am delighted today to have Danny Shay as our special guest. Welcome, Danny.
Thank you. I just want to go back and just live in your intro. That is
Thank you.
so cool. I'm just
That
like, oh, can we
that
just,
is my sacred place since childhood. I've been going there,
and
and
where's
uh,
that?
and that is in the Sawtooth Mountains, Redfish Lake in the Sawtooth Mountains. Just
And where is that?
that's in Idaho.
Idaho. See, I didn't know.
Well,
Anyway,
we
that,
try to keep Idaho quiet, y'all. We don't go around saying, "Hey, it's
hey,
amazing."
come up here.
But yeah, that and my husband filmed that, and then I picked the music, and that beautiful music is by Punch Deck, by the way. Like to give him credit. Thank you, sir. And
I
he,
saw him for the first time, not really, but I mean on YouTube.
oh
And
yeah,
um, my wife goes, "Have you seen this guy?" He
yeah,
goes, "He's amazing."
he's unbelievable. And so I just had an instance with him where YouTube was giving me trouble about using his music, and he was so kind. He took care of it like right away. He said, "Oh no," because every intro I have, I was terrified. Every intro I have is his music. So, but
You know,
anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's a powerful place. It
yeah,
really is. So,
yeah.
no, I love the mountains. And we just got our first significant snow today. We've got about 3 inches where I'm at, but it's just up the road a ways. It's probably about 6 inches.
Nice,
And you
nice.
feel all that excitement in the air. We got a bluebird day. I mean, that's very special.
Yeah, there's something, I don't see a lot of snow. I used to be around it a lot, and that is such a special time because
Yes.
it is so quiet.
Yes. That's it.
It's
It
so
is.
quiet.
And
Oh,
pristine.
and we need a little bit of that quiet.
Yes, we do. And we might talk about that today. What do
I
you
hope
think?
we do. I hope so.
Well, I just want to say hi to a few people out there in the chat. Hi, Diane G. Butterfly kisses. Oh, nice to see you here. Hi, Pixie Sacred Journey. Hello, welcome. Venus, yes. And Carl, hi. CJ, all right. Christine, how beautiful for you all to join us
Hello.
today. And for all of those who will join us later, this is going to be very special show. At least it is to me, and it's close to my heart because, as I was explaining to Danny, I've always been attracted to the Native American culture. My husband and I were discussing it one day. We said, "Well, if you're coming back for many, many lifetimes, you got to do one of those, right? You got to do one as a Native American."
It's probably on the bucket list.
I would
You
think
know?
so. I mean, because it's so powerful how tuned in they are to Gaia, how they their culture and their legends, their stories, their medicine
Yeah.
is very, very powerful and much more powerful than our modernized thoughts and feelings and medicines today.
Sure.
Yeah, it is true. And
Well, we've replaced that medicine of the earth
yes,
with, and I stole that. I mean, I didn't know I was stealing it until it came out of my mouth. But that is a Sandra Ingerman book and or course, a
oh
journey called Medicine of the Earth.
yeah,
And, and I forgot what I was going to say. But they
medicine
are.
of the earth.
Uh, let's get
Yeah.
into let's get into the snowfall and the quiet. We get
Well,
just pulled into so many different directions that when we tap into Gaia.
yeah,
I remember where I was going.
good.
We lost our medicine of the earth, and we
Yes.
replaced it with making money.
Yes. Yeah. And greed. Yeah.
Yeah,
And medicine that doesn't really cure. It often just continues their profit margin, and
Yeah,
many of them don't really cure a disease.
right.
So
And
we
so when
won't go there because that is huge.
say that again?
I said, I don't know if we want to go there because that is a huge thing that I really feel about. I very much believe in natural medicines. I really do.
Yeah,
And
yeah. And I was thinking, I don't know if I mentioned this in one of my shows or if I just think about it sometimes, but we're shifting into letting go
yes,
of the old ways of medicine.
hmm,
And people are really hanging on so much to what they think is comfortable, and change is, it kind of
yeah,
shakes us up a little bit.
it sure
So
does.
I grew up with, if you have something wrong with you, take a pill
Yeah, yeah, I
and
think we
you'll
all
be
did.
okay.
Yeah,
And consequently, I took too many pills, and I wasn't okay. I
yeah,
was not okay.
yeah,
So getting back into plant medicine, which
yeah.
to a
Here.
huge degree is just eating cleanly,
Yes, yeah. Being responsible for what goes in your body.
right? And that is also being responsible for what animal you put into your body and how that's raised. And that's
That's
all part of medicine of the earth too.
yes, I
So
totally agree with that.
if you're
Mhm.
a vegetarian or a vegan, that's fine. A lot of us are still doing the carnivore
Mhm.
edition. Some even are going to carnivore
Addition.
diet, right? But and we're getting to a place where there's not going to be any judgment on this. That we're all going to be
I
coming
hope
together.
so.
And
Yeah.
but we're still a ways away, I feel.
We got a ways to go, but that's so very, very true. Well, I'm gonna back it up a little bit and explain to y'all why, this show is happening right now. Speaking of changes, we're facing some massive, massive, major changes coming down the road on this journey that we're on, that we signed up for, and it
Yeah.
is a very exciting time. It's very exciting. And once I got over a few moments of like, well, I'm sure we all went through it. We got to give it a name, don't we? We got to come up with some kind of name.
Oh, I got a couple of names, but
Well, we don't allow swear words on. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, after tuned into my guides, and I'm like, what's going on?
yeah.
And what they gave me was, you need to tune into your own personal power and share with others that this is a time now when we have to be independent in our own caring for our spiritual practice, our family. I mean, I'm the wolf, my totem, uh, basically kind of came to me and said, it's all about your pack now. Tune in, get quiet, take care of your pack, take care of your life, take care of your health. Focus on these things. Drop all this other noise. Drop the hate. Drop the people who want to scare you or excite you. Choose things that benefit you. Choose the vibration that's going to lift you up and everyone around you. So that's where they said, it's like a medicine bag, Terry, and I'm familiar with that and I love it. I'm a collector. I'm a collector of items. They're everywhere in my house. I've got crystals and feathers and, little places where I go and I dedicate things, or like before the show, I have a special altar that I go to. And I have this little guy. I love this guy. I was in Washington And, and I wandered into this little ceramic shop, right? This was many years ago before I mean, I was spiritual, but I didn't understand what was going on. And I saw these little shakers and they were sitting on the counter. I said, "What are those?" And she goes, "These are spirit shakers." And I'm like,
Oh,
I'll take two."
yeah.
And so I have two and it's on my altar. And here's the thing,
Spirit shakers. Oh
spirit
my
shakers.
God.
So before I do my prayer of intention, I start this, that's where ceremony, I think a lot of the Native American and indigenous people all over the world understand that ceremony, that procedure that gets you into that communication with the spirit world. That's what it's about. Now,
Mm.
oh, and it's 111. I love that. I'm going to read something just to kind of, I know, I just get chills. I'm going to read something just to explain to some of you out there who've actually never heard of a medicine bag and give you a little bit of history. We won't get too wordy on this, but a medicine bag is a small sacred pouch that contains item of spiritual significance to the indigenous peoples of the Americas. And I have to say, I believe that it's worldwide indigenous people as well. Different versions of it, but the same idea. It's a central part of their culture and traditions and is used to connect with the spirit world and maintain a relationship with it. So, here are some things you can know about a medicine bag. They typically contain items that symbolize personal well being and tribal identity. These items can include tobacco, which was very cherished back in the day, tobacco, sweetgrass, sage, and cedar, which are known as the four sacred medicines. The bag may also contain a token that is special to the owner, such as an item that signifies a memory or a person. The Pawnee Nation has a creation story about the origin of the medicine bag called Making the Sacred Bundle. And if you're curious, look that up. It's quite interesting. Medicine bags are usually worn under clothing or around the neck. Medicine bags are often handcrafted from leather and thread. If you make your own or you add something personal to the design of the bag, that's adding intention and power to it. The term medicine means spiritual power and comes from the great mystery or the great spirit, the supreme creative force in the universe.
Mm.
I love it. And that's what they wanted me to have this show and encourage you to consider. And it's kind of a trick the way they did it because it's like the personal items and your ceremonies are the things that you do to tune in to the spirit, but also the personal things that you acquire and honor. Anything that you give, you're we are all powerful, eternal souls, sparks of the divine. And we have power in our words and in our actions and the things that we do. So I immediately thought of Danny because I took a Rocks and Feathers, kind of a shamanistic class from Danny and Medium Kim and never forgot it. And during that class, I had some amazing visions. So you're the guy, Danny. You had to be on this show.
Oh, well,
So what are your feelings about what the guides kind of wanted to do is just have an image in your heart and mind of a medicine bag. Now, other things can be in your medicine bag, your spiritual medicine bag, like meditation, meditating to drums. You get to create what goes in your bag. Do you think so,
yeah.
Danny? Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, and I think about this quite a bit. Um,
Yeah.
so I received a medicine bag and as a gift, and I
Mhm.
went, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I mean, what are you doing giving me that? This is. I mean, I touched it, and I mean, as soon as I saw it, I knew it was sacred, and I
Yes.
go, oh my gosh. And so I go, do I even want to add anything to it to upset the sacredness of it? I mean, that's how
All right.
special this
Yeah.
was for me.
Hmm.
And Um, but what you had mentioned is also true. You know what goes into it. So I have my
Yeah.
sweetgrass. I have my sage that I put into it. I have some tobacco. I have some crystals. I have some things that are personal to me.
Hmm.
I have some mediumship tools. You know, a
Hmm.
special um, piece of glass that is from a departed loved one,
Oh, that's
and
beautiful.
it yeah, lots of feathers,
Yeah.
lots of because you can put a lot in there, you
Oh,
know, it doesn't fill up the bag. Um,
their feathers are very special.
very special, very special. So, um, but you don't need necessarily a bag for that.
Nope.
It I think of that, I liken it to ceremony, the
Yeah.
practice of ceremony.
Yes.
There are Native American, indigenous, let's just go there,
Yes.
indigenous ceremony. There's, I grew up in the Catholic religion,
Mhm.
tons of ceremony with
Ceremony.
all religion, right?
Yeah.
They no longer serve me.
Right.
Some of the ceremony that I've been involved with in the Native American practices,
Hmm.
sometimes I find it too much. And I go, am I am I being too wimpy? Am I not being strong enough? And I I think where this goes for me is I need to have ceremony,
Yeah.
something that puts me into a place where I can um, find the quiet.
Yes.
And sometimes the ceremony needs to be longer, and other days it needs to be
Hmm.
shorter. I'm
Yeah.
finding these days it needs to be a lot longer. I
Yeah.
need a lot more ceremony. I may need to do the breath work. I may need to
Hmm.
focus on the crystal. I may need to, light the sage, the
Yes.
sweetgrass,
Yes.
the full moon.
Hmm.
I a lot of times I don't do a full moon ceremony, but last couple of days ago I did,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there
Good.
was full ceremony, and I go, I'm thinking to myself, going, "You're going a little deep with this ceremony,"
You
and I
can't go too deep.
no, no, you can't. If
Mm-mm.
it's if it's if you're in it, you can't go too deep. But if it's not, if you don't feel like it's your ceremony,
Oh, yeah.
right? Then
Hmm.
it's like, oh, let me out of here. I.e., the Catholic
Yeah.
Church standing, sitting,
Right.
kneeling,
Yeah.
um, getting
That's
smacked.
all about working with your guides, though, isn't it?
Yes.
No, that's what that's all about, I believe. And it's a powerful thing. I did an 11:11 at 11:11 meditation for
Mm.
my first time. I've caught that. And it I don't want to say it shook me, but it reached me right to the core. And I believe what you're talking about, that quiet, that's what we all call the psychics and mediums is sitting in your power because
Mm.
all of a sudden you feel like and know that you're part of the universe.
Yeah.
Part of the universe. The little
Right.
girl in me gets so excited about that that I come out of my meditation like, I'm part of the universe. But, that's what's going to uplift us and give us strength in these days, and I think that's why the guides are just they were shoving me. It was like when they pushed me when they told me I had to start reading and, developing my skills, and it was scary, but this feels what
Are
they're
you
pushing
over?
me.
Are you
Am
over
I?
that scared feeling?
No.
It was scary. I'm thinking to myself, what's scary? Oh my gosh, I'm like scared to death all the time.
But I love it. It's scary like a roller coaster.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I mean. Not
Yeah.
scared. it's scary. Like I want to do it again. I want to
Yes,
get it right again.
right. It's truly my passion, and I love it very much. And I just want to stop for a minute and let all of you know out in the chat how much we appreciate you. If you do have a question about ceremony or anything that maybe a totem animal that you want to know about, let us know. And something about the subject, or Danny said, "Oh, well, maybe we'll slip in some mediumship, but we'll see
No,
what comes up." But definitely, you know, um, what I want to really end this show with is you having a feeling like you have so much, like you found a treasure chest, I hope, through this information coming to
mhm.
you. And to me, it's so playful, it's so beautiful, it's powerful. And yet, walking out in the woods and, looking down and seeing a feather or seeing a blue jay, and that powerful moment when you realize you're part, I am the blue jay. I
Yeah.
am the trees, and how amazing this playground that we've been allowed to come to is. So that's
The
what I'm
other
hoping.
thing too, the other thing too, that when you just talked about, the medicine of discovery, of being aware of when a feather drops in
Yes.
front of, or you find something and as you're walking along and you're thinking of something, you look down and you see this beautiful feather, and it's like,
Yeah.
does that mean anything,
Mhm.
or are you making it up? And who cares? I mean, for me, I may be making it up, but it's a lot of fun. But when we talk about our medicine bag,
Yeah,
um, we forget, I think, a lot that the earth is our medicine bag.
that's right. Gaia.
So if we get into, when we get next to a tree and we feel that calming energy, that medicine from the tree,
Yeah.
everything is medicine. You know,
Yes.
look at it that way. The
Yes.
things that are going on in our lives that we may not understand, that we may not um, think we like at this moment in time, is medicine. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
how do we see that as medicine? And I think this is what this show is about.
Hmm.
Many of us have been shifted and
Yes.
twisted in such a way where we're feeling numb and not quite sure how to move forward.
Hmm.
And what you are suggesting is dig back into your medicine bag,
That's
see
it.
what that medicine, whatever. And if you don't have a medicine bag, um, an altar or something, because it
Yes.
can be
A
anything.
little ceremony.
It can be anything.
Yeah. And wherever that is, you can ask the universe to honor your intention. Intentions are very, very powerful. And
Mm,
we
I think they're
yeah,
key. I think they're
I do
key.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a way of just getting that power out there, and the power I feel is greater now because the veil is thinning, and by that I mean we're remembering who we really are. That's why we get this intense power, because into the depths of your eternal soul, you know that you're part of all these things, and you were sent here to school to learn to use those energies and communicate with what's around us. When I went to Moab, I
Hmm.
couldn't keep my hands off the cliffs. I would walk up and I'm just like, I gotta feel this. It's been here forever. And look at it. And we're missing out on so many things. Thank God our modern life is maybe changing and some
Yeah.
things are crumbling, and we're gonna know the joy and the power of what we're surrounded by. Ooh,
Right. I was recently in a place similar to Moab. I haven't been to Moab.
oh,
I've seen pictures, and I will get
amazing.
there next year. But I went to this place called Alabama Hills, and
Oh,
it's in California on
yeah.
the Eastern Sierras, and they you anybody who's watched old movies has seen these locations.
Okay. The cowboy movies, right?
The movie Tremors was made
Oh,
there.
Tremors. I love that's one of my favorites.
It's so goofy. It's so good.
I love it.
And in these rock formations, and we also got to stand next to a 3,400-year-old tree that was
Wow.
gnarly, the bristlecone pine, that was gnarly and beat up and twisted and still had branches, still alive.
Yeah.
And even though I got near that energy, I was told not to, that not to touch it. I mean, I wasn't. I heard, no, just respect the space.
Oh, wow.
And it felt like too many people just walked up to it without
With their
asking.
energy.
And so,
That's
but
fascinating. Yeah.
I did get to talk to Big Rock. Big Rock.
Yeah.
The message that I got with Big Rock was kind of confusing because it says, we see time differently than you do.
Yeah.
We don't even see you. It's going so fast, we don't see you. So whatever you do
Ah.
means really nothing to us. And I go, what? What? Wait a minute. But what we do to this planet
Yes.
is going to fix. It may be different than what we're seeing now, which is why it's so important to see it now, because
Yes.
it's going to change.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
Mother Earth is going to be okay no matter what we do, because we're moving too fast.
That's so true.
Is a little slower.
That's so true. You know, I have a tree not too far from here that's 300. I don't have it. It's not mine, but I love it. It's
Yeah,
300 years old. And every time we camp near there, I have to go over and just hug it. And
yeah,
it's so funny when I do, I often feel the, the years, I feel that what this tree has been witness to and
yeah,
how it's just, that's the kind of power we're talking about, y'all.
yeah.
And that's how these practices and these things that we can do can really tap us into that. I saw a question from Venus. She would like to know what her totem animal is. What do you say, Danny? Shall we
Mm, mm.
give that a look? See?
What? Well, okay. I will. Let me see. Let me pull some. I don't have any animal cards, but let me suggest something to you that where'd you would think I have enough cards.
Yeah, I know. I do too.
So here's what I would suggest on this. Again, it's getting back into the quiet.
Yeah.
And it's going on a little journey where you just start walking in your mind's eye, just start walking down this beautiful path and just walk down this path. And as you're walking down this path, pay attention to who shows up.
Yeah.
And ask them a question. Are you my animal guide? Are you my totem animal? So what's the difference, Terry, between a totem and a guide?
Oh, I don't really see much difference at all, to tell you the truth. And that's just I kind of have a real broad feeling about it. But in my life experience, I've had some powerful moments. I'll briefly, I was walking down a path after a back injury, and I was the first time I was able to hike in a long time. And I was goofing off. My husband was behind me, and I was goofing off, and I'm like, "Oh man, this is great!" And I'm doing this, and a owl comes flying out of the woods and flew right above me. and it brought me to tears. I was so blown away. And so for a long time, I learned from the owl, and the owl taught me a great deal of things.
Oh yeah.
And then the wolf began to speak to me. Wolf is speaking to me more these days. But here's the thing. I can always call the owl in. I also have a red-tailed hawk that shows up in my backyard and looks in the window at me. He teaches me a lot of
What are you
stuff.
doing? What are you doing in there?
It's just he shows me who he really is, and he helps me to learn. I just can't tell you how fantastic it is. So that's what I would like to say. Just like you can call
Okay.
on your guides, you can call on your animal totems.
And I think too, a lot of times we get hung up on, well, I do, on terminology. I want to
Yes.
make sure it's right.
Yeah.
And when I started being serious with this practice,
Yes.
I told myself I would not be serious. I would not have to be right. I would not have to
Yeah.
know everything before I started doing it. Because that's one of the things, I mean, I get hung
Yeah.
up on rules and regulations and
Yeah.
doing things the right way.
That's your Catholic background, Danny.
Well, yeah,
Could
and
be.
also my diving background,
Oh, there you go.
where
Yeah.
if you screw up, you may die.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to
That's
teach
serious.
my students, make sure you get this right
Oh,
so
yeah.
you don't die. And then I had other practices too that if you didn't follow the rules, it was going to cost you a ton of money.
Yes.
So, but
Yeah.
this one I put out there and I said, and this is interesting because I was just going over this in my initial ethics statement that I would send out to clients when they were asking me for a reading.
Right.
One of the things that I said was, this is not a psychic reading or a premonition reading,
Mhm.
only to the extent that you want it to be. You can change
Yes.
any of what I say, which
Mhm.
is, I think, it's just energy.
It
So
is. It's a movement of
going
energy.
back to that, we get to change. I don't think that we need to be hung up on what a spirit animal is, what a totem is. For me, and I may get this backwards for some, but let it go. For me, I think a totem uh, guide is somebody that's been with you for your life, is there for the
That's right.
life of you, that you can
Yeah.
always call in. It may fade into the background, but that's what you find your strength in. Um, I I
I
often
resonate with that.
have different animals for different parts
Mhm.
of my journey. Right now,
Mhm. Yeah.
right
You
now,
gotta be surrounded, man.
as I just said that, I got the image of a snake shedding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and but I'm in the South. I'm in the full illumination, full strength as I'm shedding my old skin.
Right.
So
Ooh, I like that.
I don't know where the hell that's going. I don't know where I'm going. I gotta
That's
tell
powerful, though. I mean, I feel like that's kind of what we're asked to be doing right now,
you, yeah,
is
I think
shed that old skin where we're so involved and intertwined in culture
yeah,
and the rules and how things should be, and that we have this realm of wild possibilities available to us, and
yeah,
we need to shed
yeah.
that old skin. Yeah, I
S-
know there's a different. Well, the wolf before I even understood all of this stuff, when I was a little girl, I used to always take over the coat closet, and I have no idea why, but I would make my wolf den, and I would tell everyone, "This is my wolf den," and I would have my pack. So a wolf has been with me. And I realized it, through information and classes and things, and realized, okay, so that's a totem. Wolf is always there. But the other ones come and go. And I found I can call on them, though,
Oh yeah.
for a certain power that you need. Like
Yeah.
like an owl is very helpful if there's something going on and you want to understand it. Go to the owl. Ask the owl to give you
Yeah.
that power of sight, view in the
Yeah.
dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
before I forget, I'm going to recommend the
Ooh,
spirit animal, totem animal Bible for me is Animal Speaks by Ted
ooh,
Andrews. He's Ted Andrews.
cool.
It's
Awesome. Thank
I'm
you.
surprised you haven't heard of it, Danny. It
No,
goes through and just, gives you photos and insights into animals, insects, you know,
I,
beaver.
I have my wife for that. She used to work as a docent for
Oh,
a big zoo,
oh, wow.
and I mean, she's the queen of that. So if I need
Awesome.
to know something,
Ah,
I I have my own personal
how
reference.
handy.
But let me go back to Venus's question.
Yes, let's get back there. Sorry, Venus.
Um, because I think too, when what this show seems to be about, it's finding your own power. So no matter what's that guy's name, the book guy,
Ted
William,
Andrews.
Ted Andrews, whatever he says,
Yeah,
if it resonates, you have
yeah,
to discern that for yourself.
that
Does
is
it
correct.
resonate or does it not? So I'm going to tell you your power animal is a pit bull. Does it?
Well,
I'm,
I do have
I'm
to say that
kidding.
I was led for you to ask you, have you had a profound experience? And I see you having one there on your beautiful icon and your
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful companion there. Oh, dogs are very, very powerful. I've always had animals around me. But another animal, have you had an experience, Venus? That's what I would ask you, because that profound experience or something like Danny said might have happened and you're like, oh, I don't know what that was. And then you just kind of forgot it. They will present themselves. That's the other thing. Open it up.
Yeah.
State that intention. Hi, I'm Venus, universe. I know that I am an eternal soul, spark of the divine, and I want to open up this whole realm to me so I can have tools for my medicine bag, right? So I can
Yeah.
have these tools. So I ask you to bring them to me and give me their messages so that I can learn and grow. Ooh, okay, that was it.
That was
Just,
that was a good one. We just end it right there. That was perfect.
that was it. Venus, I hope you appreciated that. And
But I do want to go. I do want to give her
yeah,
because it's niggling at me
do it.
that there is something that we can offer her, maybe not as a totem, but as a guide that she can draw on and look into to bring her towards
Mhm.
an understanding of who her totem
Okay.
is. And I
All right.
love what you said with your intention when you get into that place and play in there, and
Mhm.
then be curious. Oh, I've been getting this a lot. Ask questions. Be
Yes.
curious. Ask questions. Are you my power animal? Are you my totem animal?
Yeah.
Ask them what
Mhm.
the difference is for you,
Mhm.
because it may be different than what it is for me. I know that I have my guides and angels around me,
Yes.
and there is, I have a team that's been with me in my heart, in my
Yeah.
awareness.
Mhm.
And so is that my guardian angel, singular? But I feel like there's so many that are
That's
around
it.
me. And
Yeah.
some of them go, you know what, we're gonna, you wear me out. I'm gonna go take a nap because you come on. I'm gonna
We'll
let you
talk again when you learn that lesson. I get that frequently. It's like, yeah, go learn the lesson we just explained to you and then come back. But isn't that the truth though? And so often, I mean, Venus has a beautiful, beautiful soul and has beautiful, powerful guides. I've read for her before. Very, very, very sweet energy. Just a vibrant, a loving, okay, we won't go there, but amazing soul here. Beautiful Venus. And you have the power to ask them to come forward. Now, I will say though that a lot of people want to know who my guide is or what my guide's name is. I have one that is blue. He won't tell me. He says not important. But when blue comes in, I see blue. I see the color deep, deep blue, kind of like down in the corner of this background we've got here. And I know that's blue. And blue, oh, blue is very powerful. Same thing with your totems. When you want to call them forward, or if you're curious about maybe the power they can teach you, you've got the power to pull them in yourself. In that stillness, you know.
You think she has power?
Oh, I know she
I
does.
just pulled some cards on her.
Pull some cards on her. I'll pull one
Oh
too. I
my
got some. Yeah, let's do it.
Venus, what are you doing asking a question? You
I know. I
this.
told you. I told you.
The last card I get is the High Priestess.
There you go.
I got the Elder. You are an old soul. Here's what I get with this, Venus, and you know, we can come up with an animal and say an animal, but this is more about you finding your own animal. This is what I get. In this card, it says move beyond ancestral patterns. And when I read that, I go, move beyond having somebody tell you what you need to do. You are moving in a new direction that's creating energy. However, we're talking about our medicine bag. The very first card I pulled is the medicine guardian.
The medicine garden? Did you say?
Guardian.
Oh, okay.
Angel.
Guardian.
Medicine angel.
Wow.
So there's a lot of healing with this, but in relationship to your totem animal or something, there needs to be an exchange. So I don't know what that is yet for you. This totem animal for you, look up to the stars. It may not be an earthly type.
Oh, interesting.
Which is, why am I not getting something? There's something in the galactic field that, and so when you're exchanging things, when I mentioned trader, it feels like you're exchanging medicine. So when you throw some love to somebody and they send it back, you're exchanging that medicine. So just see how that plays. Cool. We can get into this a lot deeper. I mean, I feel like I'm scratching the surface with her powers and what she's about.
Well, I drew one too. Not surprised. It popped out though, and I love it when a card pops out because you're like, there it is. That's it. Special message. I'm drew from the Shaman's Dream.
Oh yeah,
one of my favorites. And you got, and I don't know if you can see it because of the light. It's the Netcaster. The Netcaster. Preparations come to fruition. And I'm just going to read just a tiny bit. Preparations come to fruition, a surprise, a result beyond expectation. The netcaster arrives to tell you to stop praying for the fish. They have arrived, and it's time that you cast your net. lest they swim away. Everything that you long for is within reach. But it has been so long since your prayers were answered that you've forgotten how to receive what is being
Oh,
offered to you. Put down the prayer beads and open your arms, girl, and open your heart to the rewards beyond measure. Cast your net. Ooh, that is
wow.
powerful, powerful stuff.
So when I saw that card, um, it, the image that I got is you're the net caster and
Yeah.
you're not throwing anything in the water. And maybe she
Yeah.
is, right? Maybe you
Yeah.
are,
Yeah.
but I think you got to switch to a bigger net.
Well, she says, agree. Thank you both. So beautiful, beautiful. Always a pleasure to read for you. Appreciate that very much. Great question. And also I see, let's see, is it, I think let me get another one here. Maria has perfect health. She's also curious about her totem animal, but I see now that she's talking down in the live. And what is she saying? She says, how about a class, you two? I would absolutely love that. And something like that. I mean, obviously, if you've been watching this show, we could go on forever. But it's so available to you that it's hard. I don't know. It's hard for me to ignore these days as psychic medium. I feel things so powerfully. And in our chat or in the grocery store, or even in these times when everyone thinks we're so divided, I am starting to realize my guides are saying, I beg to differ.
Yeah.
We are not as divided as it appears. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. And actually, what is happening is we're all realizing who we really are. And when that happens, we all come together. So, yeah, I love it. Well, we'll talk about that, eh, Danny? That would be something.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so we have one here where mosaic,
Did you just skip
mosaic
one,
insight.
Maria? Oh,
What?
are we not doing Maria?
Oh, I am sorry. I did get ahead of myself, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, Maria. Maria says,
She would
not
like.
typing well physically or cognitively. Oh, pardon your spelling. Okay, so
She wanted a reading for
a
her
reading.
totem animal, power animal.
Okay, let's do it. Sorry, I got off track. Thank you, Danny, for keeping an eye on me.
You're welcome. Maria has perfect health. You owe me big time. Big time.
Oh, I know which card deck I'm going to use too here.
All right. Well, since I already threw,
Yeah.
there is, I'm using my Lakota Sweat Lodge deck cards.
Ooh.
I don't know if it's totem or power. I don't know if it's a life guide, and I think it feels like it is. I got the thunder beans for your totem animal. I see this card in a number of different ways. This is all about the strength of eagle. I think this is eagle. It could be, yeah, eagle. The awareness of deer or stag with the intuitive ability to separate what you need to separate. However, you did get the Mother Earth card, and which is a beautiful card. But there's calm, there's wind, thunder beings. It's like they are protectors against tower moments against
Mhm.
strong disruptive things. This Mother Earth card is also feeling the strong winds blowing at her, but she's protecting. Mother Earth is protecting herself. So just to give a little more depth to the reading, stand really strong in your beliefs and find your passions and stay true to your passions.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. I also saw a bird, and now and I saw it clearly because I've always loved them here. We see them quite frequently. It's a turkey vulture.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the turkey vulture, I don't know if you've ever seen one, but they're amazing. A lot of people think they're eagles, but they're actually, even their wingspan is larger than eagles. But what came to me in this when I closed my eyes and said your name was the way they ride and rise up on the wind. They rise up on the wind and they can cruise up there for hours. And they do it together, and they swirl and they
Mm,
look down. And it's not always, like when I see a hawk's gliding, that hawk is on the hunt. The turkey vultures, man. I know they're a vulture, but they actually enjoy and ride those waves, and they love getting the higher loft. They're some of the highest flying birds I've ever seen. I haven't seen a condor yet. I hope to someday. But
ooh,
that's what popped into my mind. And so I think that the message is to keep your energy and your faith and your spirit high and
yeah,
look down and see. You can see how small everything is and how grand the sky is and the mountains and the totality of the beautiful Gaia below.
yeah,
And it takes your attention off of the small little things that can torture us,
yeah.
and that's what I'm feeling.
It looked, I got the, look from above, don't get
Yeah.
into the weeds of things like that. And and looking at what you just wrote, not typing well physically or cognitive, pardon my
Mhm, mhm.
um there with that Gaia card, um there's a lot in just, the plant medicines,
Mhm.
Gaia's medicine to help with that. So, but I'm sure
Yeah.
you're. I mean, you're looking into that. I know she is. So
Yeah.
I
Good.
feel good. That's awesome.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for that. I'm so happy that, you caught me and we got that reading in for her. That's
Mhm.
great. Okay, so, this is just a comment. Now, and I'm feeling led to do it. I just go where spirit takes me because I saw it fly by and then I thought, "Okay." So, Mosaic Insight says, I heard it's important for them to tell you their name. If they won't tell you their name, they might be disguising themselves. For
Mm,
knowing the name of a negative entity dissolves their power over you. Wow. Well,
mm, mm.
I'll tell you, I'll be really honest with you because I like being honest with people. Um, I cannot find any truth in that statement, and I'll tell you why. Because I've had many experiences in my life when I've been in danger or, powerfully bad things could have happened to me, but there's always been an internal knowledge deep within me that I'm a powerful soul, and I am protected. You can't harm me, and most of the negative energy is just noise. It's noise. It doesn't have any power over you. It does not have any power over you unless you give it power. If we give our power away, then that can happen, and that is totally a truth. But, I wouldn't worry about that. And, you know, like I said, my guides, some of them gave me names. I have one that says, "Just call me Elder." So I have Elder. There's another one that was Herschel, and I had to look up the name. I'm like, "Herschel? I don't even," and then I read the origins of the name, and I was Herschel's very dear to me. So, um I think if you want, and this is like a lot of people talk about, you know, experimenting with Ouija boards and stuff like that. Know that if you play with this stuff, there are what we call like trickster spirits that'll show up and try to mess with you. So just stick to the loving, kind, guiding, powerful guides. All the stuff in your medicine bag. We got to come back to the medicine bag now.
But let
Yeah.
me add a few things to that, because
Oh yes, Danny. Yeah.
I don't it's crazy for me because I am really clairaudient. I hear things a lot. I got a lot of voices up here.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so when I get a sense of a new guide coming in, and they're coming in differently these days
Yeah.
too. Some are like crystal clear visions that would put me in the crazy house in another time. I mean, they are like, you're right there. And then, but there's been some times where I go, what's your name? And they're kind of silent.
Mhm.
And I did get one that said her name was Archangel Abigail. She's been with me for a long time.
Wow.
Some people discounted that because they said there is no Archangel Abigail. And I go, take it up with her.
Yeah, which you know.
And so I went back to her and I went, what was that? And she goes, it doesn't matter. You can call me Bob.
Mhm.
And I go, but Bob, really? The other thing too, that so people will discount your name and blah blah. It doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
the other thing too that I think is really important, if you're sensing a guide around you and you ask them their name and they don't, and you're not hearing it, maybe it's because it's from another time stream, another dimension,
Yeah,
and
true.
we're not hearing the word or the sound right. You can cloak it with your own name so that you can call that energy and that awareness in, and then later on maybe you'll get some name. But
Yeah.
I always think there are tricksters out there. Just stay
Yes.
in the light, stay positive. That's why the initial prayer is so important.
And there's ceremonies,
Yes.
sage, and I always, if I sense a presence, sometimes that happens at night. I can just tell there's something there, and I just say nothing but the love and the light. I'm
Yeah.
surrounded.
Yeah.
Nothing but the love and the light. If you're of the love and the light, you got a message for me? Come on in.
Right. Right. Right.
you know? But I do wanna add this, and I guess hopefully we can tie this in to the medicine bag, the ceremonies, the knowledge that we are of Gaia. That Gaia is a living being, and
Yeah.
that there are so many things we can explore. And I've always it's like exploring outer space. It really is wilder than our wilder the streams. So continue to reach out and learn new things. And if you're curious about something, follow it.
Mhm.
Follow it. Lots of
Mhm.
times it can be a past life that's trying to speak to you. I always say, look around your house. People want to know about life. Look around your house.
Yeah.
My house, you will see a Chinese dragon above the door. Then you go over, and I have a beautiful depiction of an Indian god. Then you go over a little further, and I have a giant Buddha statue. I have Celtic crosses. Then you go around the corner, it's east meets west. Then you go around the corner, and it's all my photos from Moab, that kind of ancient spirit. And the feathers, the whatever. Look around your house. The things that you're guided to have a message for you.
Mhm.
And that's part of what the medicine bag is about. It can be an actual physical bag, but it's also the the things that you call into your life to give you power, because we need it right now, right?
Yeah. 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 And I love the thought of, if you get something, um, and a power animal and you get an image of it, do some research on it.
Yes.
I personally, I think going and doing a journey to ask them what they're bringing
Yes.
is really big. And then you can go do some research on it
Hmm.
and see, is this true or not? And then you can go back to them and go, hey, I read that the owl is this thing is
Yeah.
bringing some information to me, some wisdom.
Hmm.
It is seeing things from a different 360-degree perspective.
Yeah.
Is that true? Is that what you're trying to show me? Or ask them, get into that communication with them.
Yeah.
Because they say, yeah, I can do that, but that's not why I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, it's exciting. What a show. I just absolutely love this, Danny. And like I say, we could go on and on.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
But I hope what everybody takes with you from today is exploring that idea of your personal medicine bag, your ceremonies, your intentions, developing your spiritual practice, and try to turn it up a little bit. I
Mhm.
know we have busy lives, we have work and we have obligations, but you can just take even just a few minutes to tune out other stuff and tune in. Just start to increase that spiritual practice,
Yeah,
and you're going to receive the power from it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yay. Well, Danny, what an honor to have you today.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure and my honor, really. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Well,
And
everybody in the chat.
everybody in the chats, thank
Yeah.
you. Maria, she goes, Bob is the huge tree, the southern oak to her house.
There
So,
you
and,
go.
and we started the show off with synchronicities, paying attention to the synchronicities. Why
Exactly.
I mentioned you can call me Bob. That was from 4 years ago when she
Wow.
told me that. So why did that come up today? I don't know. Maria, I'd go talk to Bob.
There's a message there. I too have a beautiful tree. I call it my favorite tree, Bella. And I just tell her how much I love her all the time. And that tree grew a branch that comes right down now into my bedroom window. So I can see it in the morning. She waves hi.
Oh, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool?
So yeah, life is beautiful and it's grand and it's big, and we're going to share this adventure together. I hope you all come back and join us again. And everyone in the chat, I want you to understand we really do feel your energy as we're receiving messages and then things come to us. This energy is a shared, it's a sacred circle. So just namaste to you all. Thank you so much. And I have to end the show. Promised my guides every single show I would end with this message. You are loved beyond measure. Beyond measure.
Mm.
Please don't forget that. All right. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.